When it does, what will you have left? Every empire claims its money will hold its value forever. Every government believes it will always keep its promises, but history always proves them wrong. From Rome to France, from the Confederacy to modern-day Lebanon, people have woken up one morning to find their savings gone. Everything they had worked for, suddenly worthless. Their future, wiped away overnight. Here's the truth. Collapse isn't the exception. It's the rule. The real question isn't, will the system fall? It's, when it does, how will you protect yourself? We like to believe in the money in our bank, our salaries, our government's strength. But money isn't made of marble. It's made of trust, and trust can vanish in a single night. That's why history matters. Because every collapse separates those who survive from those who lose everything. Look closely and you'll see. The survivors aren't the believers, they're the early doubters. Take Byzantium, for example. After Western Rome fell, they stood tall for another 1,000 years. Their golden solidus was so reliable it became known across the world. But then, just like Rome, they started manipulating the currency, mixing gold with cheap metals. At first, no one noticed. Then, confidence collapsed. Trade slowed, the economy fell apart, and in the end, only those who owned gold, land, or assets beyond the empire's reach survived. Here's the first lesson. Governments can't stop using money as a tool, and every time they do, real value escapes into things that can't be printed. But collapse isn't always the government's fault. Sometimes it strikes suddenly, like the Black Death. Half of Europe's population vanished, yet the survivors suddenly became valuable. Labor was scarce, wages rose, prices fell. Those with skills, assets, or courage moved up in society. Remember COVID? It was the modern version of the same cycle. Systems broke, governments printed money. Those holding assets gained, while those living paycheck to paycheck fell behind. The rule is simple. Crisis makes the rich richer and the poor poorer. In Florence, too big to fail, banks went bankrupt. During the U.S. Civil War, paper money became worthless. In the French Revolution, the assignats couldn't even buy bread. Asia's collapse, 2008, Lebanon. They all tell the same story. Money fails, debt enslaves, and the survivor isn't the one who trusts the system, but the one who understands it before it breaks. In Lebanon, people believed their money was safe in banks. Then one day, the banks closed. A lifetime of savings gone. The currency lost 80% of its value. Because here's the hard truth. The money in your bank isn't really yours. It's a loan to them. So, what happens next? History doesn't give one answer, but it does give patterns. Gold in Byzantium, cash in the plague, property in France, dollars in Asia. Value always escapes to what's real. And maybe the most important part, a financial collapse isn't just a disaster. For the unprepared, it's destruction, but for the prepared, it's opportunity. After the Black Death, peasants became landowners. After 2008, those with capital bought assets. Seeing a crisis isn't just about defense, it's about spotting the chance inside it. Because survival isn't only about what you own, it's about what you create. Bakers, farmers, merchants. In every collapse, money loses value, but real production never dies. That's real security, real assets, real skills, and the awareness that every system eventually ends. Every crisis is a shift, from believers to the prepared, from paper to value, from passive to productive. The question isn't, will the system fall? It will. The question is, when it does, what will you have left? History doesn't repeat, but if you don't learn from it, it leaves you behind. If this video gave you a new perspective, subscribe, because the answers are hidden in the past, and Watchflix will keep uncovering them for you.